Week 2 was the most difficult week so far. It was incredibly hard to listen to, and I have a lot of things to say about it, so definitely wait for that video. It's going to be going up on Monday or Tuesday. But in this video, I want to talk about what came out in the news today about Amber Heard and her lawyers and what they were talking about on day 1. This video is actually completely unplanned. When I saw this came out in the news, I immediately got ready to sit down to film and to talk about it because some of you who are following the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial may not know about this if you're not checking the news or watching anything else on it, because this information is not going to be in the trial because everybody who is currently a witness or the jury, they're not able to look up anything having to do with this case. Nobody's even gonna know that this was a major lie that Amber Heard and her lawyers were caught in. This makes them look really bad considering there's already a lot of evidence that suggests that Amber Heard faked her bruising. During the opening statements, one of Amber Heard's lawyers kept talking about arnica cream, but she kept calling it amica cream. And the amica cream thing has like spread throughout the internet as kind of like a joke at this point because her lawyer just kept going on and on and on about amica cream, amica cream. She used amica cream to cover up her bruises when it's not actually called amica cream, it's called arnica cream. But she said it probably hundreds of times during their opening statement and interrogation of some of Johnny's witnesses. But on top of that being something that she was saying completely incorrectly, she also had this little compact makeup case she was saying was the exact makeup that Amber Heard carried around in her purse. And she really wanted to reiterate that that was the compact that she would use on her face.
Now, you also heard them say that all kinds of people saw Amber that week and she didn't have any bruises on her face. Well, let me show you this. This is what Amber carried in her purse for the entire relationship with Johnny Depp. She's an actor. Do you honestly think she would have left her apartment ever without makeup? Do you think that she ever would have wanted other people to see her bruises and her cuts? This was what she used. She became very adept at it. And you're going to hear the testimony from Amber about how she had to mix the different colors for the different days of the bruises as they developed in the different coloring, and how she would use these to touch those up to be able to cover those. She also used concealer, foundation. You'll hear from a makeup person that Amber didn't even leave her bedroom without having foundation on. And one of the people that was at the building testified. He said she had makeup on and it would have covered that bruise. So that's the testimony on that.
It seemed like her angle of holding it up was to try and make it more dramatic and more intense for the people watching, to make them feel something, because she was holding this makeup case in her hand, just reiterating this is the one she carried around in her purse.
This is what Amber carried in her purse for the entire relationship.
People started really trying to find this makeup brand and this exact compact. Well, it turns out that this makeup was Milani's all-in-one correcting kit. The thing that was interesting about this is that Milani actually came out themselves and said that there is no way that this was the makeup that Amber Heard used, like her lawyer was saying. Specifically saying this makeup was the one she carried in her purse.
This is what Amber carried in her purse for the entire relationship.
Milani said that that makeup compact that she's holding in her hand, claiming that was what Amber Heard used to cover up the bruises and stuff, wasn't released until 2017. Which was after all of these alleged incidents occurred.
This is what Amber carried in her purse for the entire relationship with Johnny Depp. She's an actor. Do you honestly think she would have left her apartment ever without makeup? Do you think that she ever would?
This is just another thing that is suspicious about this whole situation, because it wasn't that her lawyer got up there and said that she used something like this. She was saying that this was the specific one that was being used, which was completely untrue. Whether it be what Amber told her or what she decided to say on her own, I don't know, but either way, that is not the makeup that Amber Heard used. And the reason why this is such a big deal is because how much evidence has already been out that makes it look like she's been fabricating this story from the very beginning. There are countless witnesses, people that have seen her right after she supposedly would have had these bruises, where there was nothing on her face. I think one of the most believable testimonies was the one that was given by Johnny Depp's friend, Isaac Baruch. And he said that he had saw her when she would have had these bruises on her face, and he actually even gave her a kiss on her cheek. He was really close to her, allegedly, and said that there was no bruising on her face.
I say to Amber as I'm walking up, "He hit you?" And she goes, "Yeah, he threw a phone at me and hit me." And I'm looking, because I had just seen her 2 feet away, and I'm going, "Where?" And she puts her head out. She puts her face out like that for me to look at her, the right side of her face. And I'm looking, but at that point also, I'm looking, and I turn around, get on the other side. We're in the doorway. So I'm on this side with the light shining this way from the doorway with the lights above, but the sunshine. And she's got her face out like this, looking, you know, to show me. And I'm looking, and I inspect the face. I'm looking at her forehead. I'm looking at the side of her eye. I'm looking at her cheek. I'm looking at her chin. I'm looking at the other side of the face. I'm looking at the whole thing. And I don't see anything. I don't see anything I don't see a cut, a bruise, swelling, redness. It's just Amber's face that she's going like this and showing me. So I'm not seeing anything. I back up and I'm making a joke. I make a joke going, "Well, I don't see anything, but maybe all the beauty from one side of your face to the other side of the face is outshining everything, so I can't see anything." And she's laughed and she's, you know, smiled. And I just looked at everybody and said, "Hey, it sounds nuts." And I went and I said, "I gotta go." And I gave her a hug and kissed her on that side of the face. Kissed her on that side of the face, and then I left. Said goodbye.
What was her reaction when you kissed her on that side of the face?
Nothing.
Did she flinch?
No.
They were coming at him with questions of, do you know anything about makeup? Like, would you be able to know if somebody was wearing makeup or not? And he basically said, you know, that Amber Heard was mostly just her natural, beautiful self, that she didn't wear makeup on a day-to-day basis. The thing about Isaac Baruch was that he was there all the time. So he saw Amber Heard all the time. And he said that she didn't walk around with makeup. Like, she would get her makeup done before she would go to events and things like that, but she was mostly just natural. And he also testified that when all of these accusations from her came out, that, you know, he had to tell her that they could no longer be friends because he was really angry about the phony pictures that she had taken and put in the tabloids and the fake narratives and the way she got a fraudulent DV claim to extort and blackmail Johnny.
And I think you testified already, you're pretty angry with Ms. Heard, right?
When?
I wrote it down that you
about the phony pictures that were taken and put in tabloids, and about the fake narrative, and about and the way she's trying to got a fraudulent DV claim to extort and blackmail a man. Yeah, that kind of got me
pretty
frustrated, confused, angry, upset. Yes, which is why I said the best thing for us to do is not to talk to each other.
One of the reasons why he was the most likable and believable witness is, I mean, he was just really natural. There was nothing about him that felt forced. It just felt very, very natural. And you could tell that he cares about both of them. And that's something that I think is really huge, because if somebody cares about two people but they're still calling one person out for one thing, it's harder not to believe it. The thing that I find the strangest is, you know, they were really trying to reiterate that the rings on his fingers, like how bad they would hurt and things like that. And I have to be very careful with what I say here. The descriptions that were being given of what he supposedly did, I feel as though they would have left a lot more marks on her than what was in these photos. I mean, a lot of them, there wasn't even swelling. You know, with that being said, I am not saying her pictures were fake. I cannot make that claim. I can just tell you the evidence that's out there suggesting that they allegedly are fake. I'm not saying what I think or what I don't think. I'm just saying this whole Milani situation and her lawyer getting up there and lying like that in her opening statement to the jury does not help her look more believable. Also, it's really important to note that so far there has not been any evidence revealed that Johnny Depp did these things to her that she's saying that he did. Now, I'm not saying every victim of DV has proof of what happened to them. I'm just saying that, and we'll talk about this more in week 2, with all of the things that they were both recording on each other, we have her admitting to doing it to him. We don't have him admitting to doing it to her. This trial is set to last 6 weeks. We've only had 2 weeks. There's 4 more to go. Who knows if there's audio or video or something that we don't know yet. But right now, it just doesn't exist. The only thing we have is a lot against her. We have her admitting to hitting him multiple times, berating him, belittling him. Trust me, guys, I have so much more to say about this from week 2. I'm gonna be going over a lot of the things that were discussed from the beginning and the second half of the week. And like I said, if you guys watched it, it got really difficult to listen to. And there is a lot of things to talk about. I have a lot of thoughts, and we're gonna be going over these things a little bit more in that. But I needed to put this out there because I think this is just another thing that makes Amber Heard look like she might allegedly have lied about the bruises on her face. And to be honest with you, in general, I am not a fan of her lawyers. Like, even if I was on her side, her lawyers are awful. I'm gonna be talking about that in week 2. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. That way you guys can get notified when I post that upload where we're gonna be talking about all of that. If you haven't seen my recap with some of the notable things that I noticed about week 1, I'll have it linked down below and also up there. You guys are gonna have to let me know what your thoughts are down below about this situation, and also whatever side you're on, or even if you're neutral, I always welcome opposing opinions in the comments. We all have different opinions and different ways that we view things and different thoughts, and I'm always interested to hear in what everybody has to say, because even if I may not understand your viewpoint, I'm still open to hearing it. And again, just a reminder, we've only gone through 2 weeks. There is no telling what is going to come out about Amber or what could come out about Johnny. There's no telling. There is still so much left in this trial. We'll just have to see what happens, guys. But if you like this and you want more coverage on the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys Monday or Tuesday if I'm struggling to get it done in time with a recap of week 2.